On April 17, 2016, on an otherwise seemingly ordinary Sunday morning, Samir is preparing to leave his home with his 7-year-old daughter. As usual, he plans to accompany her to Quran classes at the mosque, a ritual they perform every week. However, Samir has no idea that this day will tragically seal his fate. Next to his residence, a BMW M5 is parked, occupied by 2 masked and gloved men. One of them, named Bowie, abruptly steps out of the vehicle as soon as Samir positions himself behind the wheel of his VW. Without warning, a hail of gunfire erupts from both the front and the side, in front of his terrified daughter, who is sitting beside him. Miraculously, the little girl manages to escape unharmed, despite the glass shards flying dangerously close to her face and ear. Panicked, she runs towards the apartment, screaming with all her might, "Daddy, Daddy." Full of adrenaline, the 2 assailants attempt to flee in their BMW, but encounter an unexpected problem with the ignition. Unable to start the vehicle, they are forced to abandon their initial plan and escape on foot. On the other side, an attentive neighbor rushes to intervene upon witnessing the scene. Seeing the seriousness of the situation, he jumps into Samir's car, places him in the passenger seat, and rushes him to the hospital in an urgent attempt to save him. Around 10 o'clock in the morning, police reinforcements are dispatched to the scene of the shooting. On the road, they receive a communication via the central radio, informing them that a grey VW is involved in transporting the victim. As they scan the surroundings, their attention is drawn to the VW, which sharply turns the corner at such speed that it nearly tips over. The driver slows down slightly. Next to him, they discover Samir covered in blood. Through the window, the driver shouts,
"I have the victim. I need to take him to the hospital. They went that way,"
indicating the direction taken by the attackers. Whoever talks, he goes, is the fundamental rule of the organization led by Ridwan, a group with ruthless methods that relentlessly hunts its rivals. According to the public prosecutor, the motive behind the operation to eliminate Samir was betrayal. Indeed, Samir was perceived as a snitch, accused of divulging information about Ridwan and his group, particularly to his adversary Mustafa, also known as Mus. Let's delve into this case, known under the code name Stir, which takes place in IJsselstein in the province of Utrecht. The mission is assigned to 2 executioners, Abdelghani and Bowie, who remain in constant communication with a PGP phone supposedly linked to Ridwan's brother Murad. This type of extension allows the organization to function in a compartmentalized manner, as highlighted by one of the prosecutors.
Each one knows as little as possible about the others in order to reduce the risks in case of arrest or police search.
The ultimate goal of Ridwan would have been to minimize as much as possible any direct contact with lower-ranking members within his organization, as evidenced by a message sent by alleged Murad to Abdelghani the night before the attack.
"Brother, make the Godfather proud tomorrow. Show that you are worth it for this job. He said that if it's necessary to break into his house, or if it's daytime, you should proceed. He said that no matter the hour, early in the morning or at dusk, once this guy is asleep, you will be well rewarded."
Ridwan would even show signs of impatience a few days before, as, according to the soldiers who were waiting for Samir, he didn't come out at the right time, preventing them from taking action. Ridwan allegedly called it a shitty excuse, stating that he would do it himself if necessary, or even worse, that the shooters should enter Samir's house and eliminate his entire family. Whether they were innocent or not, it didn't matter.
It appears that people were supposed to enter the house and everyone was to be killed, which would earn the shooters €1 million.
Finally, the mission becomes a reality on April 17, 2016.
Sir, I'm placing this A5 in the same location as before, and do you know when this M5 will be there?
Okay, sir. It's good to place it in the same location. I'll send him an SMS now to find out at what time the M5 will be there.
Sir, I will now go to Aselstein to set up this car.
This S5 will be your transfer car. This A5 will be for the return. And this M5 is what you will use for this guy. Right?
There you go. He will be removed tomorrow for 100%. Sir, we are ready.
The numbers S5, A5 and M5 refer to the car models used during the mission. For example, the M5 is the BMW used during the shooting. The messages give the impression that everything had been prepared perfectly. However, the duo in action faces bad luck when the M5 refuses to start after the shooting. In a panic, they hastily flee the scene, trying to get away as quickly as possible. But suddenly, they abruptly turn back towards the car for a brief moment before resuming their escape on foot in opposite directions. In the abandoned BMW M5 were, among other things, 2 firearms and 5-litre gasoline cans in the trunk. The gasoline could have been used to set the car on fire before getting into a new getaway car, namely the S5. But this does not happen.
Sir. Answer, for God's sake.
Caught off guard, Abdelghani hastily takes refuge in a complex of family gardens near Samir's neighborhood. In search of a solution, he discovers a garden shed where he finds clothes that could disguise him, including overalls. Quickly, he changes his appearance, breaking the 2 BlackBerry phones in half and stuffing them into a Krodvat shopping bag, along with some of his own clothes. However, it doesn't take long for the real owner, observing from a distance, to notice Abdelghani walking around with his belongings, giving the impression of being a gardener himself. A sense of anomaly sets in, especially when he notices the presence of many policemen around. The garden owner immediately reports the incident to one of the officers. Quickly identified, Abdelghani finds himself trapped by the police operation, and his improvised disguise fails to hide him. On the other hand, Bowie has more luck, as his strategy proves more advantageous. He crosses the bicycle path, getting rid of his Kalashnikov, raincoat, and balaclava, which he casually throws into a ditch. He then continues his path, giving the appearance of a simple jogger through the wooded area. The one who evaded the police tells the story to Murad.
We were sitting in the back. When Samir got out, I waited until he was settled in the driver's seat. Then I got out, holding the gun, and ran behind him, first in front and then on the side. And I returned to the car. That's when the problem started.
So, no headshot?
No, brother. I'm honest with you, he wasn't alone, that's why.
Who was he with?
He was with a little girl. I'd say she's around 10, max 12 years old.
It is evident that Bowie gave up aiming for Samir's head due to the presence of his daughter by his side, fearing she might be accidentally hit.
Anyway, be proud, brother. He sleeps, and Abdelghani will get the best lawyer, who will be called now, and everything will be arranged.
Yes, brother. Thank you, as it should be.
This transfer car must be set on fire, tonight, and thoroughly. Or have someone you know do it, and then he will receive money.
According to the messages, it is clear that the transfer car, the S5, must be set on fire as soon as possible, since Abdelghani had its key. This is an additional, crucial step to eliminate any compromising evidence. It is clearly stated that Abdelghani's sister is informed of the situation and is encouraged to contact the lawyer involved first.
Contact this lawyer quickly for your brother. Provide her with all the necessary information. She is a top-notch lawyer. That's the name of this lawyer. Call her quickly. Quickly! Keep calling until she picks up. Explain to her that he was arrested this afternoon under suspicion of what happened in Eiselstein. If she's not already aware, tell her to read Vlinder's Crime and Crime Site.
His girlfriend lives in Eiselstein, you know. He can say he was with her.
I will pay for everything for this lawyer. Everything.
Okay, thank you.
As for Bowie, Murad wants to ensure that there is not enough evidence that could incriminate him, especially concerning the objects left along the escape route.
Sir, where is the AK-47? In the ditch?
I threw it in the middle. Not really in a ditch, but more in a water puddle in the forest. You got it? My clothes are also there on the side.
Alright, sir. You managed to escape safely. That's what matters. And for Abdulhani, we have a good lawyer. Everything will be fine. Brother, they can't do anything to Abdulhani. He didn't shoot, and if he keeps his mouth shut, he'll be released quickly. Trust me. I know what I'm saying and doing. It's not the first time.
What is most surprising is how Bowie managed to get to Utrecht without getting caught. In the evening, Bowie responds using a friend's PGP.
Brother, how did Bowie manage to get from Eiselstein to Utrecht actually?
Brother, fortunately, I had shorts and a jogging jacket underneath everything, so I ran among the others until Nieuwegein. I even passed by the police 3 times, but they thought I was a runner. Then, in Nieuwegein, I took the tram for 2 stops to get here, to the south.
Puh, you handled that smartly, brother. Abdulhani was caught in a garden not far from the car. He was pretending to be a gardener.
Yes, brother. Fortunately, that's the case. Let's be frank about it, and let's just hope that the danger will be limited for me, and especially for the other guy.
What kind of damage should be limited for you, brother?
That they don't find my clothes. That's the only thing that matters to me.
Bowie is anxious at the thought that his DNA might be found on the clothes discarded along the way, while wondering how such a secretive location could attract police attention for searches, especially since he didn't hear any police dogs nearby. However, the evidence will be discovered on various items, including the weapons, and he won't be able to escape justice, as he's already on the police's radar. Indeed, one must not underestimate the seriousness of the situation. Let's go back to around 10 a.m. on that Sunday morning when the target Samir finds himself on the way to the hospital's emergency room, with his consciousness gradually diminishing. Meanwhile, the latest news is making headlines in various media outlets, which doesn't escape Ridwan's attention, as evidenced by an alleged encrypted conversation between him and Murad.
Read RTV Utrecht. He was taken to the hospital, so I'm curious to see this. So, what do you think? Whoop whoop or shit?
I hope for a big whoop whoop. Now I'm waiting.
The whoop whoop is indeed the sign that the mission is successful. Finally, at 10:50 a.m., Samir's story ends here.
He's sleeping! Whoop whoop!
It is important to clarify that the organisation of The Godfather, namely Ridwan, also collaborates with other teams when common interests require interventions against shared rivals. One of these organisations is led by a prominent figure in Amsterdam, known as Rico the Chilean. As mentioned frequently in encrypted messages, the members of Ridwan's group have the habit of using the term Sir, while in Rico's case, the term used is hermano, which has led to the combination of their nickname as Hermano Sir, as can be observed in one of the encrypted messages.
You are family, sir. So you are me, and I am you. And together, we are hermano, sir.
Like inseparable accomplices, they strengthen their friendship by supporting each other, like children playing in a schoolyard. Therefore, it's not surprising that Rico is kept informed in real time of the situation's developments by the user of the BlackBerry that the authorities precisely associate with Ridwan.
Whoop whoop! Inshallah.
Yeah, hermano, sir? Great. And then, who is it? Nice.
Just asking for the name of the victim suggests that the list of rivals is quite long, and that doesn't surprise Rico at all. A little further in the conversation, he adds,
Hermano, sir, do we still know about the shooters?
No, nothing, hermano, God willing. They know the area very well, but I had their houses cleaned quickly.
Despite the risks involved, Ridwan's team acted quickly and methodically to eliminate any compromising evidence. The residences of Abdel Ghani and Bowie were meticulously cleaned, leaving little room for incriminating traces. Additionally, other objects were discarded as byproducts of the operation, including Bowie's driving license. Rico highly praised the approach, believing that prevention is better than cure. On the other hand, after learning that one of the team members had been arrested by the police, Rico apologizes for asking the question, but wants to ensure that this individual is not connected to the organization because hermano, sir, must always be protected.
Yeah, these are good guys who keep their mouths shut. No connection.
Hermano, sir, sometimes things can unfold like this, and then we need to take a moment, calm down, count to 3, and carefully assess the situation. It's just bad luck.
The misfortune for the team resided in the fact that the getaway car refused to start. Bowie swore that everything was turned off. No radio, no charger, nothing at all. The battery was completely discharged. A PGP, which the public prosecutor once again links to Ridwan, would have been in communication with Zakaria LH, one of the men responsible for the logistics of the mission.
Sir, this M5 wouldn't start. Now, the cops got it.
How is that possible? This thing never acted strangely. Not even once.
However, according to them, the positive side of the mission is accomplished, as there is one less snitch.
It's a good hit for that son of a bitch who gave information about us.
Surely, he's a first-class snitch, that dog.
What is most surprising is that Samir was once part of the Bad Boys youth gang that revolved around Ridwan. The day after the mission, Ridwan and Murad have a discussion about their rival Mustafa, also known as Moose.
All right, brother. Inshallah, everything will be fine and we'll move on to Moose.
Inshallah, brother. And if the shooters have managed to get away safely, we'll find out today. And then they can move on to Moose.
Tonight, inshallah, Moose.
Inshallah, brother. Let's just stay calm and patient. It's better to take it easy today and step back a bit. They also need to plan how they'll proceed with Moose. And the guys need new cars for the observation. It seems like the best solution because there are police everywhere, even on the highway.
Despite the urgency of the situation, a certain clarity sets in, recognizing that the current moment is not ideal for undertaking the next mission. The workforce is not yet ready, and the police presence is too strong in the area. Additionally, Murad emphasizes to Ridwan that the observers and the shooter should be paid more than usual to keep them satisfied and committed to the organization and its future elimination operations. In a message sent to a spotter, supposedly associated with Murad, it is mentioned.
50 is for Bowie, 20 for you, and 20 for... Normally, 10k is enough per person when you spot someone, but you guys did a good job, and we want to keep you happy. You know what I mean?
The two spotters each received a sum of 20,000 euros, while Bowie accepted a sum of 50,000 euros and plans to go into hiding for a while.
I'm going to leave the city for a while to take care of some personal matters and get my own things in order, you understand? It's normal after this day, right?
Yeah, of course, bro. Take some time to hide, but make sure you're still available for us, and for the other guys you're with now. That's what Abdul Ghani would want too, you know? Stay reachable. Sir, take care of your money and keep your phone on.
I'm always ready and reachable. I'm a soldier who loves making money, bro.
Perfect, sir. Good night, and thank you, bro, for everything and your dedication. Excellent work, bro. I'm proud.
When Rico learns from Ridwan that the car refused to start and one of the soldiers has been captured, he immediately suggests finding a safe hideout for Bowie abroad.
What a mess. It is as if the devil got involved. It can't be true that the car refuses to start. It's like a horror movie. Thankfully, Hermano is in good condition. And Hermano, if he needs to go somewhere, let us know, and we'll arrange for him to be accommodated in Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, wherever you want, Hermano, sir.
It seems that Bowie will never be able to take advantage of this golden opportunity, as a few days later, he reports the loss or theft of his driver's license. On April 21st, he goes to the municipality's office to urgently obtain a new license, but upon his arrival, the police is already waiting for him at the main entrance, putting an end to his story here.